Welcome to a very special episode of Alumni Updates. Chris, you have to understand this is the first in-person episode we've been able to do.
Right.
In the past, because of the pandemic, everything was on Zoom, but we're fortunate enough to have you here.
Right.
And most importantly, the opportunity to celebrate you as you get ready to take the stage this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Talk about the chance to come home and to perform to a large audience.
It's a great experience. I feel it. And the Bible says a prophet has no honor in his own country. So it's hard to get the support from home. You have to go out and then come back. Well, I've toured with some of the best around the country, and now that I'm in my backyard, it feels amazing, man, to be able to come home and present my talent to where I was raised at.
Yeah, and we're here right now out at Shamrock Bowl where you made a name for yourself on the football field, but you're making a name for yourself in something completely different in music. Before we get into that, give a quick synopsis of what's happening this weekend.
This weekend is Frankie Beverly Mays, Shirley Murdoch, and Regina Bell, who are all living legends.
Right.
Currently on tour with them. Had to stop right here and right in Macon, Georgia, close by the house. So I'm the opening act for this amazing tour that's going on right now. And
to be able to come home to Dublin, now, have you had a chance to swing by any of your favorite spots? If it's me, I'm trying to find my favorite eats and trying to get something to eat.
I mean, when I played football, I went to Old Times a lot. Every Friday, they fed us real well. Got a chance to visit my aunts and my cousins, and things have changed around here. Dublin has truly grown. It's looking great around here at the Shamrock Bowl, man. I'm excited. It gives me chills just sitting here, man. I remember celebrating with Brian Wiltshire right in the end zone, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just happy to be here, man. It's a blessing.
We're happy to have you here because it gives us a chance to celebrate all that you've accomplished, but to hopefully encourage and inspire other kids that they can achieve those same dreams. I teased you when I was on the phone with you the other day setting this up that you were quiet in high school. I didn't know you were a singer. I didn't know anything about singing. Talk about how did you come into singing and performing to get to this stage?
Well, like I was explaining to Coach Holmes and the news station yesterday, man, football was a way of me being able to express myself as a kid. I was from Cleveland, Ohio, came here at a young age. Ninth grade was the first time I ever touched a football. So I figured I had so much anger in me. Big ups to Coach Williams, Fred Williams also, who was the superintendent at the Dublin High School. He's one of the guys that really saved my life, as a young kid. He knocked on the door. I was hiding in the house, and he said, "Come on out here. Let's go to practice." And when I touched the football field, I met Coach Holmes and his great staff, and it was history from there, man. It was history. I figured out what a family was,
I was going to say, and you guys made plenty of history with the teams that you were on. Plenty of touchdowns scored and plenty of shutouts made. What was when you look back on your football career, what are some of those one or two memories that just make you go, man, that's Dublin, that's me, that's what I think about?
All the memories, honestly, man. Georgia Dome, playing against Laney, which was a tight game with Eric Walden and Quintez Smith playing it was Screven County. That was a crazy game. Them boys like Georgia Bulldogs. But it was just being able to celebrate with my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Thomas Barnes, Tony Smith.
He just had a birthday.
Nate Robinson, Nate Carr. Couple others, man, who were really pushing. We pushed each other, man, as kids. And we all kind of lost contact with each other, you know what I'm saying? But we are Dublin, we are Irish, in our hearts.
I love that. And so talk about, it sounds like football obviously had a major impact on your direction, but who are some of those teachers that guided you and gave you support or challenged you, and how those relationships helped push you to the direction where you are today?
Monique Blue. She was like a mother to all of us. There was a couple, man. Coach Barham, he was a very big, portion of my life, man. James Lanier, who was a father to me as well in football and wrestling world. You know, James Lanier and Miss Lanier, you know, they would take money out their pockets to make sure it was okay. Coach White, he was the offensive line coach. He used to come get me on Thursday after football practice, and we used to go eat. He talked to me about the game before, and just to get my mind prepared for the next day.
Wow.
I'm just grateful for Dublin, man. Like this city really gave me the outlook of life and understood, you know, everything that I do, I will be judged for it, good or bad. So I made sure I kept my name clean.
Well, I told you the other day, I couldn't be more proud of you because, you know, the little bit of time that I spent around music, just understanding how challenging it is to try to make it in the music business, and the amount of sacrifice that has to be made, and it has to be willing sacrifice.
Absolutely.
Talk about how you've navigated that by using some of the experiences you had at Dublin.
Coach Holmes used to always harp on us, like, do it right, do it light, do it wrong, do it alone. So you do it right the first time, you gotta do it again. You know, those.
I'm batching in recording, that helps a lot.
Yeah, it does. It saves a lot of money, a lot of time. But how do you want to be remembered, man? Like, do you want to be a statistic, or you want to be remembered as something great? You know, I know what it means now. I just want to be remembered as being my name, Chris Knite.
Now, how did you come up with Chris Knite? How did that name come about?
Man, I'll be honest with you. I auditioned for American Idol, 2008, and I sang Brian McKnight and made it to the second round. And
you didn't do back to one, did you?
I did anytime. I did anytime, but
we're dating ourselves.
Right.
Going, who? Oh,
Right.
My grandma likes Brian.
Like, who's that? Yeah, but I sing that song, man. My father, I came back. My father, who is in Cleveland, he's no longer with us, but it's my real father. He's Cleveland, Ohio. He said, man, when you sing these songs, you sound just like Brian. So why not change your name? You know, Chris Johnson is really common. So he said, why not change your name to Chris Knite, man, to spell it different. So he kind of helped me with that, man. You know, and
I know when the people first told me, yeah, you know, Chris Knite went to Dublin, and then I saw the picture. I'm like, no, that's Chris Johnson. I don't know Chris Knite. I know Chris Johnson. But,
yeah, man.
But I know, like, you know, having that stage name is good too, because you need to be able to go into Publix and get something to eat. You know, you don't need to be worrying that everybody's going to look at your name, know who you are.
Man.
Which, have you had any? Has there been any star moments?
I've had some experiences, man. I did in 2019 before the pandemic hit. I toured with Anthony Hamilton.
Wow.
And we started in Tampa, Florida. Man, I had fans following me from Tampa all the way to Savannah.
Wow.
We had 3 dates in between. Had fans following me from Tampa to Savannah, and it was a great feeling. You know, it's kind of scary at the same time because you see everything that's going on, and tabloids and news.
When you sit there and think about like how much you want certain aspects of it, but then realize that you either take all of it or none of it.
Right, all of it, none of it. Yeah. So you just got to remain humble, man. I feel that, you know, without the people who follow you and listen to your music daily, I feel like they want to be one with you, you know. And I don't mind being, you know, up close and personal with my fans.
Right.
So that's one thing. That's one great thing about me, man. I don't mind shaking hands. One thing I learned: hand-to-hand combat is everything. If a fan know they can somewhat reach you, they feel personal, you know. So yeah.
Being able to.
I've had some experiences, man. Oh my goodness. I've had some experiences, man. It's been a ride. It's been a journey.
Well, talk about the next steps in your journey, because we talked about what helped prepare you for this journey, and now you're in the middle of it. So what's some end goals for you? I mean, I know obviously with musicians, you know, you want to get Grammy awards and you want to get bigger stages and hopefully increase the number of people that are hooked on your music and such, but what are some things that you personally like, this is what, when I step away from my music one day, I want this to be my legacy?
I want to build a school right here in Dublin, for the School of the Arts for kids. There's so much talent here, They need an outlet. You know, if I can say one or two, I've done my job. But I want people to know that Knite Vision, which is my company, my nonprofit, I want them to know that, you know, they had a way to come and express themselves. Because as a kid, I didn't have that. So
yeah, like I said, I didn't know you sang.
So football was it for me. That was my outlet. That was a way of expressing myself and letting people understand that I do have a voice, you know. So I want to build a school right here, man, not too far from here, Dublin High School, and I want to incorporate Dublin High School as well. Reading contracts, things of that nature, things that the business aspect of the music industry, financial literacy, that stuff matters, man. Because I learned at a young age, man, that I got robbed out of a lot of money. Because of the fact that I wasn't taught the industry, you know. I had learned the hard way. Now that I know it, I want to give my knowledge back for free.
Man, I'm telling you, that just makes my heart happy, because as a class of '98 grad, getting the chance to come in every day and work with these kids and watching them do some amazing things, and then getting the chance to see somebody like you know, getting to just change the world and change the world perspective. What would you tell the next Chris Johnson who's there at Dublin High School right now? What would you tell them to try to challenge them or inspire them so that they would take those steps like you did and take those chances to try to become successful in whatever it is they want to do?
Be patient, calculate every step. When I say calculate every step is important. You know, whether you go right or left, you make sure it's the right move for you. But don't move off impulse, which means be patient. You know, don't move off emotions. You don't move off your heart and what your mind is telling you. You know what I'm saying? You got to take your time, man. Take your time, and don't let the, how can I say it? Don't let the world influence you on doing something that is not beneficial to your life. Just take your time, calculate your steps.
I'm down with that. There's a math teacher out there that's all about calculation. So I just want to thank you, man, because I know you've got a busy schedule and you're about to go do some more rehearsing before the show.
Absolutely.
I want to make sure to encourage everybody to head to Macon and fill it up, because you know it's not very often that we are blessed to have one of our own Dublin folks getting to go do something this kind of big, and my hope is that it's just continued success for you.
I appreciate it, man, and again, to my Dublin people, man, just stay encouraged, stay focused, keep God first, and keep moving. You know, calculate your steps, be patient.
I'm gonna calculate my steps because I'm ready to go eat something now. I'm hungry and excited. You got me hungry and excited.
That's right.
That's what this big guy does. He gets hungry and excited. But we want to thank you guys for taking a little time out of your day to hear from Chris. Be sure to follow him. He's all over social media. Be sure to go to the concert if you're able. If not, just continue to listen and support him. And look for that next Chris Knite, because he's there. He's in the school right now. And thank you guys so much for joining us for another episode of Alumni Updates.